welcome to our deep dive into Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, absolutely.
You've given us some excellent material to work with,
Well, thank you.
excerpts from the text,
Uh-huh.
and a summary.
Yes.
Clearly, you're ready to really get into this.
Absolutely. I love this book.
Awesome.
Book
So,
mystery.
and it seems you're really interested in the novel's structure,
Yes.
the characters,
Uh-huh.
and how those initial judgments
Right.
really can make or break relationships in this book.
It's so true how those first impressions just kind of set the tone for the entire book and for the relationships.
Yeah.
And that opening line,
Oh, yeah.
it's so famous. It is a truth universally acknowledged.
I love it.
It's not just witty, you know.
Yeah.
It just throws open the doors
Yeah.
to this world that Austen's creating.
I was just going to say, it sets the stage for everything that follows.
Yeah.
It's like she's saying, okay, here are the rules of the society.
Uh-huh.
Now let's watch what happens.
Exactly. And those rules revolve around marriage and wealth
Ah.
and social expectations.
Uh-huh.
Austen's not subtle about it at all. No. She just plunges us right into this Bennet family.
Yeah.
Where Mrs. Bennet
What is Bennett?
is practically obsessed with marrying off her daughters.
Well, and it makes sense, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with the entailment on their estate,
Yeah.
finding wealthy husbands for those daughters isn't just about,
Right?
climbing that social ladder. It's
Yeah.
about their financial security.
It really is. And it highlights just how precarious the position of women was in that era.
Yes.
I mean, their options were so limited.
Extremely.
And marriage was often seen as like the only path to stability.
Yeah.
But then we have Mr. Bennet,
Oh, Mr. Bennett.
who seems to operate on a completely different wavelength.
Yes, he's so funny.
Yes.
He's witty,
Huh?
sarcastic,
Yeah.
but he's so detached.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I think he represents a kind of intellectual rebellion against all these societal pressures.
Interesting.
You know, his humor is a way of coping with the absurdity of it all. But his detachment does have consequences,
Oh, absolutely.
especially when it comes to his daughters.
For sure.
Like, could he have done more
Yeah.
to prepare them for what they face?
Yeah.
And speaking of challenges,
Okay, here we go.
enter Mr. Bingley,
Uh-huh.
eligible bachelor,
Yes.
rents Netherfield,
Yeah.
and his friend,
Yes.
the infamous Mr. Darcy.
Oh, Mr. Darcy.
They're like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Bingley with his easy charm and genuine warmth.
Right.
He's immediately drawn to Jane.
Yes.
But Darcy,
Oh,
he's a bit of a puzzle.
I know that first impression at the ball.
Oh, tell me about it.
That comment about Elizabeth not being handsome enough
Yeah.
to tempt him to dance.
I know.
Not a good start.
Not a good start at all.
Yeah.
But it's a great example of
Yeah.
how Austen uses those initial judgments to fuel the plot.
Yes.
Darcy's pride and Elizabeth's prejudice,
Yeah.
they create this barrier
Ah.
that's reinforced by Wickham's lies.
Oh, Wickham. Such a charmer on the surface.
I know.
But underneath, he is a master manipulator.
Yes.
And Elizabeth falls for it.
Oh, she falls for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I know it deepens her dislike of Darcy.
Of course.
Do you think she would have been so quick to judge Darcy
Hmm.
if Wickham wasn't in the picture?
That is a fascinating question.
Yeah.
You know, Wickham's presence there serves as a catalyst.
Yeah.
Amplifies those prejudices
Yeah.
and blinds her
Yeah.
to the possibility that Darcy might be more than what he seems.
It's a classic case of appearances can be deceiving.
Yes.
And speaking of appearances,
Okay.
let's talk about Mr. Collins.
Oh, Mr. Collins.
His arrival at Longbourn throws another wrench in things.
Oh, yeah.
The heir to the Bennet estate.
Right.
And let's just say, not exactly a catch.
No, not at all.
No.
He's a brilliant satirical creation.
He is.
He's a walking embodiment of pomposity,
Yes.
social awkwardness,
Yes.
and his proposal to Elizabeth.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it's a masterpiece of cringeworthy comedy.
I know. And her reaction is priceless.
It is.
She shuts him down
He does.
and makes it so clear that she will not settle for a marriage
Uh-huh.
without love,
Right.
even if it means defying social expectations.
It's a bold move
It is.
for a woman in that era.
It is a bold move.
Yes.
And then we have Charlotte Lucas.
Okay.
Her friend
Uh-huh.
makes the opposite choice
Right.
to marry Mr. Collins
Yeah.
for security,
Uh-huh.
stability,
Yeah.
stark contrast.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking
It is.
because, you know,
Yeah.
not everyone can follow their heart.
No, they can't.
It raises those questions about
Right.
the compromises people make
Yeah.
because of social pressure,
Yeah.
economic necessity.
Oh, it's real.
Austen doesn't shy away from that.
No, she doesn't.
The harsh realities of
Tough.
her time.
Pride and Prejudice isn't just a lighthearted romance.
Oh, it's so much more.
It's so much more.
So much going on beneath the surface.
Oh, yeah, and things get even more complicated. When Jane and Bingley's budding romance hits a snag,
Oh, no.
there's separation.
Yeah,
It's a turning point.
it is.
It confirms all of Elizabeth's suspicions
Yeah.
about Darcy
Mm-hmm.
and raises the stakes for everybody.
For both couples.
Yeah. Will Jane and Bingley ever find their way back to each other?
Right.
Will Elizabeth ever see past her prejudice to recognize Darcy's true character?
That's the question.
We'll have to find out in part 2.
I can't wait.
So Jane and Bingley are separated.
Right.
Elizabeth is fuming at Darcy.
Yeah.
And poor Charlotte's stuck.
Oh, yeah.
What happens next?
Well, Elizabeth visits Charlotte at the Collins residence.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about, catching up with a friend.
Right.
It's a window into what her life could have been.
Almost like a cautionary tale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seeing Charlotte navigate
Right.
that reality of a loveless marriage
Mm-hmm.
while trying to maintain some sense of independence
Yeah.
must have been an eye-opener for Elizabeth.
Oh, for sure. And then, of course, the invitation
Oh, yeah.
to Rosings Park.
Uh-huh.
Lady Catherine de Bourgh's grand estate.
It's a completely different world,
Completely different.
right? It's almost like Austen is setting up a stage
Yeah.
for this clash of personalities.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Elizabeth with her sharp wit
Right.
and independent spirit,
Yeah.
and Lady Catherine, who just embodies
Mm-hmm.
aristocratic snobbery
Oh, yeah.
and social power.
I mean, the interactions between them are fascinating.
They are fascinating.
Lady Catherine tries to put Elizabeth in her place,
Yeah,
make her feel inferior.
right.
But Elizabeth refuses to be intimidated.
She holds her own.
She does.
Yeah, and shows a different side of her.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen
Right.
strength and defiance.
Yes. And then Darcy shows up
Oh, boy.
at Rosings.
Okay.
But there's a shift.
Oh, really?
He's less aloof.
Okay.
He's more attentive to Elizabeth.
So he's seeing her as an individual, not just a member of a lower class.
Right.
But then, boom,
Oh, yeah.
Colonel Fitzwilliam,
Right.
Darcy's cousin,
Yeah.
drops a bombshell
Uh-huh.
about Darcy separating Jane and Bingley.
That's a pivotal moment.
It is.
It confirms all of Elizabeth's suspicions.
Yes.
She sees him as this manipulative, heartless aristocrat
Right.
who just deliberately interfered with her sister's happiness.
And that leads to one of the most famous scenes in literature,
Oh, yeah.
Darcy's first proposal.
It's a train wreck
It's awful.
of pride and miscommunication.
Yeah.
Instead of expressing his feelings, he focuses on the disadvantages of marrying her.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know. Oh, my goodness.
Her lower social standing,
Yeah.
her family's behavior.
Oh, it's so bad.
He just cannot bridge the gap between his pride and his
yeah.
affection.
Wow.
I know.
And Elizabeth doesn't hold back.
No, she does not.
In her rejection,
No,
she calls him out
she does.
for his arrogance,
Yeah.
his interference. Uh-huh.
His treatment of Wickham,
Right.
and it's such a powerful moment.
Yes, it is.
For her?
Uh-huh.
It's a declaration of her self-worth,
Yeah.
that she deserves to be treated as an equal.
It's a turning point for both of them.
Yeah.
Elizabeth believes she's put Darcy in his place,
Uh-huh.
but she's shaken by his emotions.
Of course.
Darcy's humiliated
Yeah?
and forced to confront the
Think-
consequences
Of his act.
of his pride and his prejudices,
Right.
and then he delivers that letter.
That changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
What's the significance of the letter?
It provides a new perspective.
Okay.
He explains his actions
Uh-huh.
regarding Bingley and Jane,
Okay.
and most importantly,
Yes.
he reveals the truth about Wickham.
It's like a complete
Oh, yeah.
180.
Total revelation.
Right. She has to confront her own misjudgment.
Exactly.
The role that her prejudices played.
It's a powerful moment of self-reflection
Uh,
for her.
Yeah. It makes you think about how often we do that.
Right.
We make these snap judgments.
Yeah.
And we don't have the whole picture.
Austen's so good at highlighting that human tendency,
Yeah.
how pride and prejudice can blind us,
Uh-huh.
and how we need to be willing to
Well.
challenge our own assumptions.
And just when you think things might settle down,
Right.
we've got Lydia's behavior.
Oh, Lydia.
It's like Austen's reminding us
Yeah.
that even in the midst of all this
Right.
personal growth,
Yeah.
life can throw curveballs.
Oh, yeah.
So Lydia's infatuation with the
Yeah.
militia officers,
Uh-huh.
especially Wickham,
Oh, God.
it just represents
Uh-huh.
those dangers of unchecked impulses
Yes.
And the consequences they can have.
On the whole family.
Yeah, not just the individual.
Exactly.
And Elizabeth sees the danger.
Yeah.
Tries to warn her father. But Mr. Bennet.
Oh, Mr. Bennet.
Just dismisses her concerns.
With his detachment.
Yeah.
Classic Mr. Bennet.
Right.
Not taking responsibility.
And Wickham is a master manipulator.
Yeah, he takes full advantage of it.
Oh, for sure.
Of the whole situation.
Even though she knows the truth about him.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Still playing the charming rogue.
Yep. And then, bam.
Oh, yeah.
Lydia elopes. And the Bennet family is in chaos.
Complete chaos.
It's a scandal.
Yes.
It threatens their reputation.
Everything.
Yeah, and it can ruin any chance of happiness for Elizabeth.
I know.
We're left on a cliffhanger.
We are.
Will Lydia and Wickham be
Right.
found?
Will their reputations be salvaged?
What about Elizabeth and Darcy?
So many questions.
I know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so Lydia's run off with Wickham.
Oh, my gosh.
The Bennet family's in turmoil.
Total turmoil.
I need to know what happens next.
It's pure chaos in Meryton.
Oh, I bet.
The news spreads like wildfire. Mrs. Bennet's beside herself.
Mhm.
Even Mr. Bennet has to take action.
Really?
Heads to London
Oh, wow.
to search for the runaway couple.
Okay, so what about Darcy?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
we last saw him pretty shocked by the news.
Yeah.
Did he just wash his hands of the whole thing?
For a while, it seems that way.
Right.
He disappears,
Right.
leads Elizabeth to believe he wants nothing to do with them anymore,
Yeah.
given his pride
Right.
and emphasis on social standing.
Yeah.
It's an understandable assumption.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what happened?
This is where Darcy really reveals his character.
Okay.
He doesn't abandon them.
No.
He takes charge
Oh, really?
quietly,
Okay.
without fanfare.
Hmm.
He tracks down Wickham and Lydia
He does.
in London,
Wow.
works behind the scenes to
Right.
resolve the situation.
Why would he go to such lengths? That seems completely out of character
Yeah.
for the Darcy that we've come to know.
It's a testament to his transformation.
Okay.
He's motivated by genuine concern
Yeah.
for Elizabeth and her family.
Okay.
He understands the impact this would have on their reputation.
Right.
And he acts to protect Elizabeth from the social fallout.
So he's not doing it
What?
for the glory
Not at all.
or the recognition.
Wow.
He's not trying to be the hero.
No. His actions are driven by a deep sense of responsibility.
Okay.
And dare I say, love for Elizabeth. He doesn't even expect her to know.
Really?
It's completely selfless.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how does Elizabeth find out?
Leave it to Lydia
Lydia.
to spill the beans.
Oh, Lydia.
After Darcy arranges for their marriage,
Okay.
pays off Wickham's debts to make it happen.
Okay.
Lydia can't help
Oh, no.
but boast about it.
So she tells Elizabeth.
She does.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That must be a huge moment for Elizabeth.
Oh, it's a huge turning point.
Right. She finally sees
Yeah.
the real Darcy.
The man beneath the pride,
Yeah.
the reserved exterior.
It's a complete 180.
It is.
Right. From how she saw her before.
Yeah. She misjudged him completely.
Wow. And his actions speak volumes.
Oh, they do.
I mean, he really cares for her
He does.
to put himself at risk like that.
Yeah.
Socially.
It's pretty romantic.
It is.
Yeah.
So amidst all of this,
Mm-hmm.
Bingley comes back.
Bingley's back.
Okay.
He returns to Netherfield. Still smitten with Jane.
I wonder who encouraged that.
I think we know.
It has to be Darcy.
It is.
He's trying to right his wrongs.
He's learned from his mistakes.
Okay.
He understands the importance of love and happiness over social pressure and pride.
Right.
But of course, things can't be that simple.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Enter Lady Catherine de Bourgh,
Not her again.
armed with indignation
Oh, no.
and disapproval.
What's she going to do?
Well, she's caught wind
Uh-oh.
of a potential engagement, Darcy and Elizabeth.
She's not happy.
She is not happy.
Oh, no.
She decides to intervene,
Okay.
barges into Longbourn
Oh, my gosh.
to confront Elizabeth.
Wow. Demands Elizabeth promise to never marry Darcy.
No.
Throws insults. Emphasizes their social differences.
Wow, but this isn't the same Elizabeth.
No, she's not.
Right.
No.
She's grown.
Uh-huh.
So how does she respond?
She stands her ground.
Good for her.
She refuses to be bullied.
Yes.
Controlled by Lady Catherine.
She asserts her right to choose.
She does.
Wow, good for Elizabeth.
It's a testament to her growth.
Yeah.
She's found her voice,
Uh-huh.
no longer willing to compromise,
Yeah.
to appease social expectations.
And I bet Lady Catherine doesn't like this.
She does not.
No. I bet this backfires.
It backfires spectacularly.
Yeah.
When Darcy learns about it, it reaffirms his belief in her.
Okay.
Gives him hope.
For their future.
For their future.
So the stage is set for proposal number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Do we think he's learned his lesson?
I think he has.
Okay.
This time it's a completely different proposal.
Okay.
The awkwardness is gone.
Yeah.
The arrogance is gone.
Gone. The focus on social disparities is gone.
Wow.
He approaches her
Yeah.
with humility and sincerity.
Okay.
Expresses his love and admiration as an equal.
She accepts.
She says yes.
She does.
Oh my goodness. They finally overcome their pride and prejudice.
I love
reaching a place of mutual understanding, respect,
and love.
and love.
It's a beautiful ending.
It's a deeply satisfying resolution.
Yes.
They both grew and changed. Their love has deepened through the trials and forgiveness and a willingness to see beyond those superficial judgments.
It is truly a happy ending.
It is.
So we have a double wedding.
Yes, we do.
Jane and Bingley, Elizabeth and Darcy.
It's perfect.
But Austen doesn't wrap everything up
No, she doesn't.
in a neat little bow.
No. She leaves us with some lingering thoughts.
Okay, like what?
Lydia and Wickham,
Okay.
their impulsive choices have lasting consequences.
Right.
Their marriage is far from ideal.
Right.
There's hints of struggles to come.
Right, and then Charlotte. I mean,
yeah. It's a reality for many women,
right.
but it just underscores that not everyone has a fairy tale ending.
No, they don't.
Pride and Prejudice offers more
Yeah.
than just a romantic escape.
It does.
It's a social commentary,
Uh-huh.
a witty satire,
Yeah.
a timeless exploration
Yeah.
of human nature.
Wow, what a deep dive.
It was a good one.
I know I learned a lot about Pride and Prejudice today.
Me too.
It really makes you think
It does.
about your own prejudices,
Yeah.
about second chances. Makes you think about how often we jump to conclusions.
All about people.
Yeah,
Right.
when really we don't have the whole picture.
We never do.
I'm left with so much to think about.
Me too.
What about you?
Oh, I have a lot to think about.
Which character resonated most with you?
That's a tough one.
I know, it really makes you think
It does.
about the enduring power of love,
Yeah.
the complexities of society, societal expectations,
Yeah.
the importance of self-awareness.
So important.
I hope everyone enjoyed our deep dive into Pride and Prejudice,
I did.
and we hope you continue exploring this captivating story.
It's a good one.